That's incredible. Well, next, a police chief's take on restorative justice.
My immediate reaction was, it's soft on crime.
Does he still believe that?
So we've seen how restorative justice works inside prison, but it's also a practice used by police departments across one Massachusetts county.
Mike Bodette shows us how people accused of breaking the law are being held accountable without getting a criminal record.
Every penny counts at the West Concord 5 and 10.
What are you gonna buy?
I don't know.
So it's no surprise that owner Maynard Forbes doesn't appreciate people stealing from his small business.
And I said, you know, you've just taken this $10 bill out of my pocket. You don't realize that, but that's what you've done.
Forbes' scolding of the shoplifter unfolded through a program called Communities for Restorative Justice, C4RJ, which brings victims and offenders face to face. It started out as a community police partnership in Concord in 2000 and has now grown throughout Middlesex County with 17 police departments and the district attorney's office on board. Erin Freeborn is C4RJ's executive director.
We've done everything from assault and battery, we've done breaking and entering.
Police departments, the DA's office, or the courts refer cases to the program, most involving crimes committed by juveniles.
Jake, could you please tell us what happened the night of the break-in?
The suspect, victims, supporters, police, and a facilitator from C4RJ come together in a circle like this one. Freeborn says it's a way to hold someone accountable without giving them a permanent mark on their record.
For the victims, we're really asking them how the crime affected their life.
I feel just sick when I think of him being in my kid's room.
And for the offender, we're talking to them to see where they are with accepting responsibility and actually starting to think about the ripple effects of their actions.
The opening circle ends with a contract for the next few months, which can include apology letters and community service. It sounds very touchy-feely.
The reality is that it is harder to sit across from the person that you hurt and actually accept responsibility.
I was presented with this concept, and my immediate reaction was, it's soft on crime.
But Arlington Police Chief Fred Ryan is no longer a skeptic.
I sat through a restorative justice circle and actually witnessed firsthand the process unfold.
Ryan says before this restorative justice alternative, officers had few options.
Arrest and prosecute and give a young offender the scarlet letter of a Corey record for the rest of their lives, or broom the case and send them home short of any official action, which actually reinforces risky behavior.
When the Black Lives Matter sign outside this Arlington church was slashed last year, detectives figured out who was responsible. Instead of charging the 23-year-old man, the case was referred to Communities for Restorative Justice. Chief Ryan was there for the opening circle and witnessed a parishioner angrily telling the offender about the impact of the crime.
To hear the offender speak about his lack of knowledge of the impact that his acts had on families. I mean, he had no idea. And therein, I think, lies the power and value of restorative justice.
How are we doing, guys?
Maynard Forbes understands the power and the value. Over the years, he's encountered a number of accused criminals through the restorative justice program, including a young man who spray-painted graffiti on the back of his building. Forbes ended up hiring him to work in his store.
Do you think that particular person got the message, understood the impact?
Oh, I think he did, yes. I think he did.
A study of C4RJ cases showed people who participated in the program are less likely to commit another crime than those who go through the traditional court system.
And I truly believe that that's because they've had to sit across from the person that they hurt, and there's a face there and a story there.
You've helped a young person develop in life. Don't push him down. Push him forward. Push him up.
And more than 700 cases have been diverted to this program since it began.
Right. Important to note, though, that if the victim prefers that charges be pressed, then the case will move forward through the traditional court system.